Miss.
Oh, Tess, where are you off to?
I thought I'd change and help you.
No, bide here. I need to tell you something.
Okay.
We are of the D'Urbervilles. We've been found to be of the greatest gentlefolk, dating back to Oliver Crumble's time. The days of the pagan Turks with monuments and crests and coats of arms and Lord knows what all.
Is that why Father made such a mommet of himself in that cart?
Well, you see, he had to go off in style. He wasn't drinking.
Where is he now?
He's out Rolvers getting his strength up. I've been waiting for you to come here and take care of the house and things while I go off and fetch him. Though I'm not sure he'll be able to go and get the bees tomorrow. It's so early.
I think I can. It's all my doing. All mine.
Tess, we must take the ups with the downs. There's a very rich lady who lives in the outskirts of the chase, Miss d'Urberville. You must go to her and claim kin. It is the only way out of our troubles.
You're asking me to go begging?
Begging? What are you saying? It is all in the family. I should do the same thing if she came and asked me.
You must not expect her to help us.
Oh, Tess, with your pretty face, you coax her into anything.
It's all new.
Well, my beauty, what can I do for you?
I came to see Mrs. D'Urberville.
I'm afraid that's impossible. She's an invalid. What's your business with her? I'm her son.
Not business, sir, no.
Pleasure, then.
I fear it is very foolish. I can't tell you.
Never mind. I like foolish things. Try again, my dear.
I came, sir, to tell you that we are of the same family as you.
Poor relations.
Yes.
Stokes?
No, D'Urbervilles.
Yes, D'Urbervilles. Suppose we walk around the grounds to pass the time, my pretty coz. Tell me, do you like strawberries?
Yes, when they come.
Ah, here, they already have.
Our name has become Derbyfield, but we have several proofs that we're of the D'Urbervilles. That's who the antiquarians hold that we are. And Mother said that I should make myself known to you, as our horse was lost a little while back.
I see. So you've come to pay me a courtesy call, really?
I suppose I have?
Well, there's no harm in that.
Oh, no, I'd rather take it from my own hand.
Nonsense.
I have to go now.
And what do they call you?
Tess Derbyfield.
In reference to your daughter, and further to her visit, Miss D writes to inform you of her willingness to consider engaging T's services in the managing of a poultry farm of modern character. If, after a suitable period, your daughter proves satisfactory, Miss D should guarantee her comfortable accommodation and a good wage. Your earliest reply would be greatly appreciated. So you brought him around.
Let me see that letter. Who wrote this?
Miss d'Urberville, look at her signature, of course.
But I don't know that I'm apt at tending fowls.
Oh, she just said that to bring you around and not get your hopes up. She'll claim you kin as ones when you get there.
But I never even saw her.
Well, you don't expect her to wrap her arms around you and kiss you all at once.
I'd rather bide here with you.
Grab me around the waist.
Oh! Say thank God in spite of your fooling.
Tess, fine. That's temper.
'Tis true. Show more sense too, please.
Put your arms around me again, as you did before, my beauty.
Never.
Let me put one little kiss on those homeberry lips, my Tess. And I'll stop. I will, on my honor, I'll stop.
Will nothing else do?
Nothing, my dear Tess.
Oh!
Yeah! From your word like that, you young witch.
Very well, I'll not move since you be so determined. But I thought you'd protect me as my kinsman.
Kinsman be hanged, now.
But I don't want anyone to kiss me, sir.
You're mighty sensitive for a cottage girl. You shall be made sorry for that. Unless you agree willingly to let me do it again. And
oh, my
no
hat!
handkerchief. You look prettier with it off, upon my soul. If that's possible. Ah, now then. Up again.
No, sir.
You won't ride with me?
No, I shall walk.
'Tis 5 or 6 miles yet to Traintridge.
I don't care if 'tis dozens.
Well, how are my birds? Never mind. They'll soon get used to you. Do you whistle?
Whistle, ma'am?
Whistle. Whistle tunes?
A little.
You'll have to learn to whistle. You'll have to practice every day. I think a lot of my fowls, but there are also my bullfinches to consider. I had a young lad who whistled to them very well, but he left.
There was never a sight more beautiful in nature or art as you look, Cousin Tess. See that pretty mouth pouting and puffing and privately swearing without producing a single note.
I didn't swear.
Well then, I'll give you a lesson or two. I won't lay a finger on you. See, I'll stay exactly where I am. But see, you screw your lips up too harshly. Now try. Try again. Now I've started you. You'll go on beautifully. Tell me, Tess, do you find my mother odd?
I hardly know her, sir.
Well, if you meet with any difficulty, come to me.
Darest thou laugh at me, hussy?
Oh, I couldn't help it when everyone else was. Because thee beest the first favorite with him just now. Look here.
What the devil is this row about? Jump up behind me.
Out of the frying pan into the fire. Why, where be we?
Passing through the Chase,
The Chase? That's out of our way.
the oldest wood in England. It's a lovely evening, and why shouldn't we prolong our ride a little?
How could you be so treacherous?
Ooh.
Please set me down and let me walk.
You cannot walk home, my dear. Even if the air were clear, we're miles from Traintridge. Very well, but on one condition. having brought you to this out-of-the-way place, I feel responsible for your safe conduct home. I don't quite know exactly where we are myself.
We've been walking for some time now, and it's very cold. I didn't dress for this weather.
Here. Drink this. A well-known D'Urberville family cordial. Typically for household purposes, but I'm sure Mother wouldn't mind it's being used medicinally. Now sit here. By the by, your father's gotten a new cob from someone. And the children have some new toys, too.
Oh, that's so very good of you, but I almost wish you hadn't.
Why, dear Tess?
It hampers me so.
Did you ever love me so little?
I'm grateful, but I fear I do not.
Oh, don't cry, dear, dear one. Here. Now wait here until I come. Tess? Tess! Why did you have to slip away by stealth like this?
I shan't come back.
Well, at least hand me your basket and let me help you along. What? What is it?
I was born over there.
We've all got to be born somewhere.
I wish I'd never been born there or anywhere else.
Then why did you come to Traintridge if you didn't want to? And not for love of me, I'll swear by it.
It's quite true. If I had gone for love of you, if I ever sincerely loved you, if I still loved you, I would not so hate and loathe myself for my weakness as I do now. My eyes were dazed and confused by you for a little while, and that was all.
As all women say.
How dare you talk to me like that? Did it ever strike your mind that what some women say all may feel?
Very well. I admit, I've done you wrong. I suppose I am a bad fellow, a damn bad fellow. I was born bad. I've lived bad and shall die bad in all probability. Oh, but on my lost soul, I will not do bad towards you again.
Please, please stop.
Oh, don't leave like that, my dear. Come now. And the other side, for old acquaintance's sake, I do hate to see you leave like this.
I will not come back.
Then good morning, my 4-month cousin, and goodbye.
Ah, Tess, have you come home to be married? No, he's not my cousin, and he's not going to marry me.
Come, tell me all. What's that? And you did not get he to marry you? Any woman would have done it but you after that. How could you not been so careful?
Oh, Mother,
You should have made him get you to be his wife.
how could I be expected to know? Oh God, have pity. Take pity upon my poor child. He'd as much anger as you want upon me. Please, spare the child. Perhaps the baby can be saved.
Are you really going to pursue him, Tess?
What is his name going to be?
Sorrow. I baptize thee in the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Ghost. Say Amen, children.
Jerk and clean, my matey? I don't want my cows going to zoo this time of year.
I'm accustomed to that. I'll start milking now to get my hand in.
Take it gentle, sir. Take it gentle. His knack, not strength, that does it.
Or so I find. However, I think she's done. She just made my fingers ache. What makes you draw off in that way, Tess? Are you afraid?
Not of outdoor things, no.
But of indoor things?
Yes, sir.
Of what?
I can't quite say, sir.
Of the milk going sour? Fear of life in general?
I suppose so.
Me too. This hobble of being alive is quite serious, isn't it?
Perhaps now that you say so.
No more use for you to be in love with him than me, Izzy. His thoughts are of other cheeks than mine. There he is again!
You're a fine one to talk, Iz. I saw you.
What did you see?
It was the other day. She put her mouth against the wall and kissed the shade of his mouth. I zid her, though he didn't.
To your eyes, to your face, dear Mr. Clare.
We can't all marry him.
And we shan't either of us, which is worse still.
Who would have expected such a rise in the river in summertime? I know, we can't get there anyhow without going round the turnpike way, and even then we'd be so very late.
Are you trying to go to church?
Yes, sir. It's getting late.
Well, I'll carry you through the pool.
I think you can't.
Nonsense. I can carry all three of you at once.
Well, hold on to me.
Come.
Oh, here he comes. I get to wrap my arms around him, as Marian did.
There's nothing in that.
There's a time to embrace and a time to refrain from embracing, but now the first is going to be mine.
I may be able to climb on the bank, Mr. Clare. I can
No.
climb better than they. I'm
No.
sure you're so tired.
No, Tess, no. 2 Leahs to get 1 Rachel.
I hope that I'm not too heavy.
No. Should have lifted Marion. Did you know I went through 2/3 of this work just for the 1/3?
No.
Tessie.
They're angry. They don't know what we mean.
I'm sorry, dear Tess. I ought to have asked. I didn't mean it as a liberty, you see. You know, I'm devoted to you, dearest Tessie, in all sincerity. Oh, oh, darling Tessie. Don't you Mr. me anymore. You see, I've come to ask you something of a very practical nature. I will be marrying soon, and as I'm going to be a farmer, I'm going to need a wife who knows all about managing farms. Would you be that woman, Tessie?
I cannot be.
Well, don't you love me?
I do. I would rather be with you than anyone else in this world, but I can't marry you. necessary. Truth is truth between man and woman as man and man.
You know why I did that, Tess?
Because you love me very much.
Yes, and as a pretense to another intrigue.
Oh, not that again.
Oh, Tessie, why are you so tantalizing? Why do you disappoint me so, Tess? I know you to be the most honest, spotless creature that ever lived. And how could I ever suppose you a flirt? If you don't like the idea of being my wife so much, then why does it seem you love me as you do?
I never said I didn't like the idea. I couldn't because it's not true.
Well, then tell me on Sunday then.
Sunday.
Now, Miss Flirt, before you go back down. You see, it's been a fortnight since I last spoke, and I just can't do it any longer. I need to know what you mean by all of this, as I'm leaving the farm soon, and, well, is it a yes at last?
Oh, Mr. Clare, it's far too early for this kind of talk. And don't call me Miss Flirt. 'Tis cruel and untrue. Wait till by and by, and I'll think it over between now and then. Let me go downstairs.
Wait. Hey, call me Angel then, not Mr. Clare.
Angel?
Angel, dearest, why not?
'Twould mean that I agree, wouldn't it?
'Twould mean that you love me, even if you cannot marry me.
Angel, dearest, if you must. I ought not to have come, I suppose.
I'm so afraid you're gonna get cold with nothing on your arms and shoulders. Here, creep close to me a bit. That's better. Oh, no it's not. It still runs down my neck a little, and I'm sure more into yours. Your arms are like wet marble, Tess. Now, about that question of mine. That long-standing question. Do you remember what you said?
I do.
And before we leave, mind?
I'll try.
Tess, you must spell your name right. D'Urberville. From this very day.
Angel, I would rather not. I fear it's cursed.
Now, Miss Teresa D'Urberville, now that I have you, take mine, so that you can escape yours.
Well, if it would make you very, very happy to have me as your wife.
Well, yes, dearest, of course.
If only you care very much about me, and you're hardly able to keep alive without me. That makes me think that I ought to, whatever my offense is, say that I will.
You will, I know you will. You'll love me forever. What's wrong, dearest?
I'm glad to be with you now.
This doesn't seem much like gladness. Do you care about me? Do you love me? I wish you would prove it in some way.
Now, do you believe me?
Yes, dear. Oh, my darling.
Help me down. Angel, I must speak to you.
What's the matter?
I want to confess all my past faults.
Later, darling. Once we're married, we'll tell each other everything. I'll confess mine at the same time. welcome to one of your ancestral homes.
Those atrocious women! They frighten me.
Whose portraits are those?
I've been told by the old folk that they were ladies of the d'Urberville family, the ancient lords of this manor. Owing to their being builded into the wall, they can't be moved away.
Oh. I have a wedding present. It's family jewels.
Are they mine?
Certainly, yes. Here. Heavens, you're so beautiful. I want to make confession to you, my love.
You have something to confess?
You did not expect it. I guess you thought too highly of me. Now, listen, because I want you to forgive me and not be indignant for not telling you before. For fear of losing you, my darling. You see, not long before we met, I lived in London, and I met an older woman there, a woman older than myself, and ours was a false relationship. It lasted 48 hours. That's all there is to tell. Do you forgive me?
Angel, you're so good and gentle.
I was wrong to fear your resentment.
I have a confession to make too. I shall be just as brief. His name was d'Urberville, like mine, Alexander d'Urberville. His family bought the title. The real name is Stoke. It was fate that drove me to work for false relations as a way of helping my own folk to live. Alexander took advantage of me, relying on his strength and my fear. I became his mistress in despair, without love. Like yours, my sad union ended after a few weeks. I bore a child which died very young. My life was in ruins till the day I met you.
Why didn't you tell me before? Yes, you would have, but I hindered you in a way. I remember.
In the name of our love, just forgive me. I've forgiven you for the same.
Tess, forgiveness does not apply in this case. You were one person, and now you're another.
I thought you loved me, my very self, as I loved you and all your changes and all your disgraces. And I ask no more. Then how can you, my own husband, stop loving me?
Tess, I repeat, the woman I've been loving is not you.
I don't belong to you anymore, then do I, Angel? You can get rid of me.
What'd you say?
I said you can get rid of me by divorcing me.
Good heavens, how can you be so simple? You don't understand the law. You just don't understand.
I thought...
Leave that. You're my wife, not my servant.
I'm your wife, but you don't want to live with me? You mean to go, don't you?
I couldn't stay without despising myself. Or worse yet, despising you. How can we live together while that man lives? He's your natural husband, not I. Can you honestly tell me to stay?
No.
But one of us should remain here. We must at least keep up appearances.
Oh yes, I agree. We must.
But what will you do?
I will go home.
Are you sure?
Yes, if you leave me, I will go home.
So be it. She's dead. My wife is dead. My darling Tessie. She's dead. Tessie.
Come, my dear, we must walk on.
When I find where I'm going, I'll come to you. But until then, don't come for me.
Till then, I won't come to you.
So it be.
May I write to you?
Yes, but only if you're ill or you need anything. Oh, Tess. Why hadn't you told me sooner? I would have forgiven you.
Oh, Mr. Clare!
So, I'm actually gonna be leaving England soon. I'm going to Brazil.
Brazil?
Yes.
Well then, please tell Mrs. Clare I hope the journey agrees with her.
Well, she's not going at present. I'll go on first and get the measure of the place and see what life there is like. How's Reddy?
Oh, she's as high-strung as ever.
And Marion?
She's taken to drink, sir. Mr. Crick has gotten rid of her.
Really? I've separated from my wife for personal, not voyaging reasons. And I may never live with her again. And though I may not be able to love you, would you go with me instead?
Oh yes, I would love to. I'll go.
You love me very, very much, Iz.
Oh yes, I always did. Always while we was at the dairy farm.
More than Tess?
No, no one could love you more than Tess did.
Forget our idle talk. I'll turn around and drop you off where your lane branches off.
Be this all that you've done? Mighty poor show. I don't keep useless hands around here.
We're only paid for what we do, so where's the difference?
No arguments. I want the whole lot cleared.
I'll stay late.
You'd better.
To love the Lord hate evil, for he guards the lives of his faithful. The challenge is always uttered in the presence of the consciousness of God. When the soul cries out with revolt in the presence of the abundant, abounding suffering of men, the cry is always born of the wonder how God is relentless. There is no other problem. Blot God out of his universe, and you will still. Some of you may know that in my time come upon pain. I'd fallen into the clutches of liars and thieves and harlots. But, of course, Tess? Tess! It is I, Alec d'Urberville.
I see that it is.
Well, is that it? Yet, I deserve no more. Of course, there is something of the ridiculous in your eyes seeing me like this. Tess, you wonder why I've followed you.
I do, rather, and I would that you had not, with all my heart.
Yes, you may well say it, but don't mistake me. I beg this because you may have been led to do so in noticing, if you did notice it, how your sudden appearance unnerved me down there. It was but a momentary faltering, and considering what you had been to me, it was natural enough. But Will helped me through it, though perhaps you think me a humbug for saying it, and immediately afterwards I felt that of all persons in the world whom it was my duty and desire to save from the wrath to come, sneer if you like, the woman whom I had so grievously wronged was that person. I've come with that sole purpose in view, nothing more.
Have you yet saved yourself? Charity begins at home, they say.
No amount of contempt that you can pour upon me, Tess, will equal what I have poured upon myself, the old Adam of my former years.
Don't go on with it. I can't believe in such sudden things. I feel indignant with you for talking to me in this way when you know what harm you've done me.
You don't believe me? What don't you believe?
Your conversion.
Why?
Because a better man than you does not believe in such things.
Who is this better man?
I cannot tell you. I cannot believe in such a new conversion to a new spirit. Alec, such flashes as you feel like yours do not last.
Don't look at me like that.
I beg your pardon?
It may seem harsh for me to dictate like this, but I think it better I not look on you too often. It may be dangerous. I think I must leave you now. You will see me again.
No.
I'm off. I'd like to speak with you, Tess. Tess, yours was the worst case I've ever been concerned with. I had no idea what had occurred until you told me. What I've come to ask is, would you give me the power to do my duty, to make the only reparation I can for the trick played on you? What I mean to ask is this. Would you be my wife and go away with me? I have the papers already, and it's my old mother's dying wish.
No, sir. You know I have no affection for you.
But, of course, you could get that in time, and perhaps once you've learned to really forgive me.
No.
Why so positive?
I love somebody else.
Have a sense of what is morally right and proper any weight with you?
I have married him.
I'm here again, as you see.
Why do you trouble me so?
I trouble you. I think I might ask, why do you trouble me? Ever since you told me of that child of ours, my feelings, which had been flowing in a strongly puritanical stream, had suddenly found an open way in the direction of you and had all at once gushed through. Forthwith, the religious channel has been left dry. And it is you who have done it.
You've given up your preaching?
Entirely. You say you have a husband that is not I. He
Be that as it may, it would seem that I am nearer than him. I, at any rate, try and help you in times of trouble where he, bless his invisible face, does not. Tess, my trap is just under that hill, and mine, darling, not his. You know the rest. You have been the cause of my backsliding and should be willing to share it and leave that mule you call husband forever.
Now punish me. I shall not cry out. Once victim, always victim. That's the law.
No, Tess. I can make full allowance for it. Yet, you most unjustly forget one thing. That I would have married you if you had not put it out of my power to do so. Remember this, lady. I was your master once. I will be your master again. If you are any man's wife, you are mine.
Mrs. Derbyfield? Tess,
Yes?
where is she?
I don't know.
Well, I'm her husband.
I guessed as much.
Please, Mrs. Derbyfield, just tell me where she went.
Leave her be. My poor girl has suffered enough. She don't want to see you no more.
Well, take pity on a poor, wretched man, Mrs. Derbyfield. I beg you.
She's at Sanborn.
Sanborn? But it's such a large town
That's all
nowadays.
I know, it's just Sanborn.
Sanborn.
Yeah.
I'm sorry to call at this hour, but do you have a Teresa D'Urberville staying here?
You mean Mrs. D'Urberville? Please, come in.
Would you tell her that a relative is anxious to see her?
It's rather early. What name shall I give her?
Angel.
Mr. Angel?
No, just Angel. It's my Christian name. She'll understand.
I'll go see if she's awake.
Tess, I've come to ask your forgiveness.
It's too late.
Too late? My darling wife, I've come to fetch you.
Don't come near me, please. It's too late.
Tess, I'm not the man I was. I've suffered too.
I waited and waited for you, but you didn't come. I wrote to you, and you didn't come. He's been kind to me. He's been kind to all of us. He's won me back to him. He's upstairs. Angel, leave. Leave now, and never come back. Angel! Angel!
Tess?
You know I've been running after you to tell you that I killed him.
What?
I have done it. I owed it to you and to myself, Angel. I never loved him as all as I loved you. You know it, don't you? I could not bear the loss of you any longer. You don't know how entirely I was unable to bear your not loving me. Say you do now, dear husband. Say you do love me now that I've killed him.
Oh, Tess, it's all coming back. I do love you.
Where shall we go now?
I don't know, dearest.
Rest at last.
All this trouble outside there, but in here is content.
Tess, we have to leave. The lady will be sure to come today.
Oh, happy house, goodbye. My life is only a question of a couple weeks. Why couldn't we just stay here?
Don't say it, Tess. Once we get to the north, we'll get to a port and away.
All right.
What is this place? A very temple of the winds?
I don't want to go any further, Angel. Can't we bide here?
No. This place is visible for miles by day. Must you sleep?
Yes, I like very much to rest here. It almost seems as if there's only us two in the world, and I wish there were, except Liza-Lou. Angel, if anything happens to me, promise you'll take care of Liza-Lou for my sake. Tell me, Angel, do you think we'll see each other again after we are dead? I want to know. Angel, I fear that means no. I so wanted to see you again. Not even you and I, Angel, who love each other so much. Let me go to sleep now.
Get rest. Get rest, dear.